Okay, we're back and looking at what we have. We've got a little bit of a small level with coins to collect. We got cherries for health we can collect. We got a health bar. We got coins. We got a trigger with some 2D lighting for no reason, but hey, what the hell? We have a boss area. We're going to set up a big boss area. We do have our enemies. I almost think we should go into our enemies real quickly since I'm here and adjust their overall movement. I'm going to take it down, just prevents them from getting stuck a bit. So the other thing I was thinking of was giving enemies health, right? Because right now, if you look at an enemy, if you jump on the kill spot, we just kill them. And if we wanted to say give these things health, the way we could do that is if we open these guys up and we say, okay, you've jumped on the kill spot, so let's store the player and let's not do that portion yet. That's if they die. And let's go int add, make a new variable called health, add -1, -1, there we go. Int compare, so if health is equal to 0, we die. Or if it's less, we're also going to die. We're doubling up on that logic. There we go. So that part will stay the same. So if you have their health, we can put this into the stick out there. So we can change it out there if we need. We'll default that at 1. So technically right now nothing has absolutely changed. It looks a little different, but we're going to hit them and it's they do their thing. So what if we are alive still? If we are still alive, let's get velocity 2D of the thing that hit our trigger, which is the player, and that is the player's current velocity. And if we vector to operator, put it below that, and we get their velocity I don't know if they have it in vector 2s. No. Okay, well, whatever. Alright, so let's just get their velocity then, and get xy, get vector xy, vector 2xy, yes, of that velocity of the x, and set velocity of the player. Let's go to on the y, and we'll just maintain their x world. And finish and go. Now, we might have to do a small alteration in the player, but we will see. Yes, we will have to do some. Well, I guess for starters, we should probably up the health. That's not helping us troubleshoot anything. Alright, we got some weird stuff happening now. Broke everything. I gotta fix that. Oh man, those guys are so fast. It's good though. I don't want to make it easy. So let's see what happened there. Because we hit the guy. We hit that guy. We hit him on his kill spot. I'm pretty sure we did. That's why there's a collider, and we took one off his health. We got the velocity, right? We had that X. And yes, so the other thing I also want to know is, what is this guy doing? He is 4. He's sitting at 4. He is not moving. That's his direction. He's supposed to be going that way. And he is not. Oh, he's against the frickin' grass. Oh, Lord Thunder. Alright. Here I am wondering what the hell's going on. Nothing's going on. It's just the way we had the level set up. Okay, so here we jump and we're in the air. We have if we ground and if we do the air jump. The other thing we're going to add to this is, because right now we are setting the velocity on the X. We're doing the raise, hitting the terrain. Okay, so we're not touching the Y, so that's good. Okay, so let's really, really, really slowly jump on something. That was probably way too quick. So we are in air. That looks like we're grounding. And where are we? Is grounded is true. Something a little weird about that. Something a little off. see. Okay, so right now the player is in the air. We hit this, and is grounded is true. We're showing grounded. We aren't grounded though, technically. If true, we are grounded. So where's our ground checker? These guys. These guys set raise. They aren't hitting the player. We should make it so they don't hit the enemy as well. So let's put another layer mask and not enemy. And another layer mask and not enemy. Another layer mask. Not enemy. And same thing on this state. Okay. So now we should still be in the air when we land on them. See what that's doing. So we're in air. Right, which is fine, but I want to be thrown off of them. Wonder if we should raycast down. And if we hit an enemy on the raycast down, we launch. That's a pretty good idea. So I'm just going to do another object, and I'm going to stick it down here. And this will be the enemy grounding attack thing. Whatever you want to call it. So, if we're in the air and we raycast 2D down. What? Did I not click on that? Okay, there we go. Sure. So we're going to raycast from this guy down 0.2, sure. And if we hit event, we are going to bounce. And that needs a layer mask, so it only hits enemy. Alright, so bounce is going to go over here. So now if I just leave it just like that, we should be able to get to that state just by jumping on them, even though the state does nothing. See, I'm almost messed up right now because we are sitting in that state. Good. So let's go into this guy just real quick and kill spot, and no, we'll deal with that after. We will deal with that after. Could almost get rid of their kill spot completely and just give them health and send it to them. That's probably a better, more reasonable thing to do. Set velocity is not the right thing we want to do, because I do that all the time. Set velocity 2D. Let's go 2.5. No, we don't want to use that at all. We want to do X and 2.5. And we can finish after a small wait of 0.1 seconds. Go back over here to the in air. Maybe a little longer, maybe 0.2. Okay. We should have some sort of bounce effect. There we go. I think the ray's a little long or something, but hey, back over here. I'm testing it. I'll jump on you. Oh, you little bastard. Oh, I hate you. Yeah, see? Okay, so let's just look at this ray. I think that distance might be really excessive, or the collider on the enemy is really excessive. Oh yeah, look how long that ray is. Comes down like I'm not even at them. Oh man, do we need to cut that distance down? Let's cut that. Let's go 0.05. That's a little better. Looks like he's having a pee. Could almost cut it down a little more, right? Because the enemies, I think their colliders are big as well. So let's cut this guy down, because it is obviously way too long. Let's even go to 0.04. Okay, and on our little possums here, I am going to, well, I'm not going to get rid of that quite yet, but let's take a look. He has a capsule like that. Oh, don't do that. But we are hitting this little guy too, right? So here we have this logic here. And what we're going to do, I'm actually just going to copy this whole FSM and then delete that whole thing and then paste that up here. And we're going to call this one health. Now he has his own health. So we don't need the trigger event. Get rid of that. We do need this. So we are going to make an event called damage. And that needs to be global. Okay, we do that. We don't need to do that. We can just go over there, I guess. And if we die, we're doing that. So spawn point enemy. Destroy enemy. Okay, so we have health FSM and a damage event. So we can now store hit object over here, we can send event to the hit object damage, and we might want to play a particle. But first, let's just make sure we can kill them. Let's see what's happening here. So, that guy still has full health. We haven't damaged him yet. So what's happening on the player's end of things? We have that. Okay, so this, oh, well, that's stupid of me, isn't it? Damage, let's go wait 0.35 seconds. Let's give us time to bounce. And we'll put in the particle effect after I actually see one of these guys die. So, we hit him. Okay, so that part's working somewhat. Oh man, so brutal. Okay, so I'm actually going to shrink my collider down a little bit too. Get that a little smaller. So if we hit an enemy, let's make a Kerpow style hit. Something just like that. Only let's cut it down in size in 3 dimensions. There's a bam. Okay. And just like the rest of them, get rid of that one. Give it an FSM. Give it a, oh, we gotta unprefab this thing. Give it a weight. Control click. Control click to do that too. Or hold down control and let go. And Pooler destroy self. Okay, so this is, I'm going to call him Bam. And we are going to go and put him in our stuff. Get rid of him. Go to our pool. Need a new pool. It needs to be that guy. We'll call him Bam. And play on a wake for this is fine. So where was that? We do this. Pooler spawn. Move to the top. We want Bam. And we need to do on the hit object. And audio. Let's make a sound effect. We might as well not just go cheap on this, right? And where's our hits? Yeah, sure. It's something. There we go. We have enemies that have a bit of health. So now, and because of the way we did that system, we can now make different enemies with different health, and everything will just work together, right? But I do want to kind of shrink this attack trigger. I think that's... Oh, let's take that one like that, but it's mainly this way I want to shrink it. Right? And I'm just going to copy that and do the same thing over here. Re-deactivate that. Just so that if we're bouncing on their head, we don't get hit by that stupid thing. So, something else I thought of that would be kind of a neat little thing to play with is if we get velocity 2D on his Y every frame. There is an action in PlayMaker on the ecosystem called Float Remap. I use this all the time. I love it. So, what remapping does is allows me to take any number such as this, the Y, which say it's on a scale of negative, I don't know, 2 to negative 6, 5. We can then rescale that as 1 to a 0.7, and that could be the width, and we're going to do that again, only this time we are going to go 1.3 and height. I spelled that wrong. That's okay. And then we can set scale of the owner, width and height every frame. Now we don't want this to happen all the time yet, and we do need to put a clamp on it, or else things will get a little chaotic. Okay. So let's stick this up here and clamp the Y. -3, nope, -2 to -5. I'm just going to match these. Okay, so this is not the start state, that's for sure. But let's get velocity in this guy. Float compare. And if Y is less than 2, we're in some sort of falling state. And that. So we need a way to come back out of that state. So if we are greater, not falling very fast anyways, we come back over here. So this guy is kind of normal, this guy is falling downwards. So, and we could also do one for going upwards and even horizontal, but first I'll just show you this guy. So if I take him off and I hit play and I hit pause and I take this player and I move him all the way up here and I drop him, as his velocity increases, as long as it gets fast enough, I think it's just barely fast enough. Okay, well, let's bring these down then. Negative 0.5. Oh, Lord, thundering. Of course, clamp-wise, I have completely backwards, right? Right? Negative 0.5 is a larger number than negative 5. That's just silly of me. So as he drops, see how he's scaling? Gives him that effect like he's falling really fast. And of course, as he hits, he scales normal. So what would happen if, instead of just going back, right, like say we wait until we are greater than negative 0.5. Instead, we interpolate floats. Let's get scale the x and the y. Let's get those and let's interpolate from the x, new x. So we would be thin, so we want to go, say, 1 point. Let's go a little excessive because it's kind of cartoony. Over, say, 0.3 seconds. And then we're going to finish that. And we want to copy and paste this again, but from y, and let's go 0.6, no, 0.7. Hey, what's this one at? To 1.5. Okay, let's go 0.5. With animations, one of the key things you want to do, especially if you're doing height and width for stretching and squashing and stuff, whatever you go in like vertical, you want to do the exact opposite amount in the horizontal and vice versa, right? If I stretch them out 0.1, I want to squash them in 0.1 kind of idea. So I'm going to keep those hopefully somewhat similar. And we are going to set scale. This is kind of more of just an added thing. They just kind of add character to our game a little bit. Actually, you know what? We don't need to use those new variables because we get it. We're going to that. Yeah, we can just store that as a y and store that as an x. Set that as an x and set that as a y. Only we'll set the z as nothing, but let's get rid of those. We don't need them. And then when it's done, we want to get these three actions. We don't need to get the scale again because we know where the scale is, right? Because we know we're at 1.5 on the x and 0.5 on the y. So the y, we know it's at 0.5, and we want to go to a 1, and we're going to do it over 0.2 seconds. And we know the x is a 1.5, and we want to go to 1 over 0.2 seconds. And then when that's finished, then we go back up here. So it kind of seems like a whole lot of weirdness or for nothing. But it should look kind of cool, just to add a little bit of an effect. Let's see that again. Let's see it in a little more of a slow motion. So he goes, you can see him starting to scale. And he hits. And okay. Yep. Yes, well, we have clamps on those Y's, right? And we wonder why we can't get higher than a 0.05. Well, now we can. So he goes, he falls, he picks up speed, he squashes, and he hits, and he flattens, and he turns back to normal. Alright, let's see it in normal speed. That's pretty cool. Right? It's those little touches really can make games really stand out. Yeah, just little things like that, right? Like it doesn't seem like much. Only of course we don't want to do this if yeah, see, we want to add some sort of timer. Oh my god, that's so hard. I suck at this. Right, because he's squashing even at that. So we just want to add a little bit of a delay in that, or I need to increase that maybe. Say to 3. I think 3 will be good. And yeah, well, let's give it a whirl. We don't want to see that squash when we're just doing regular jumps. So we can either add a timer to it. Okay. Alright, well, let's see. Go away. So as he comes down, what is our velocity on a normal jump? Right there. What is his velocity? We are just under 3. Like just. We hit 3 and then we hit the ground. Okay, well then let's go 3.5. No, we don't really want to clamp that anymore. Okay, so let's just make sure that at 3.5 we can take the player and we can drop him from up here and he squashes. Okay, cool. But if we jump, he doesn't squash. But how far of a jump? Oh, see, it's still a little much. Should almost go to 4, I think. Oh man, vicious little guys. Right, so I'm thinking 4. I think 4 should do it. I could even go 4.25. Even more of a buffer. Right, so pretty solid. Right, okay, that's okay. Maybe. Well, no. I think maybe we're gonna have to push that up. I think 5.5. Because I mean, his velocity should get to a -9, right? Now we're gonna have to adjust these clamps then, right? Because the minimum value then is gonna be, well, even if we go 7, the maximum value, well, can stay there. And we can float remap from -3 to -7. -3 to -7. And the other thing I want to do is just up the timing. Make that a little quicker. Okay, so that might be a little much now. It doesn't take very much fun tweaking and really push things around a bit. But we're obviously close in that ballpark figure anyways. I might just do it. It just doesn't work. And if you guys want to play with that, to find it, then by all means. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's somewhere in that range, right? Somewhere around there. So if you guys wish to play with that, I will leave that like that, and you guys can do whatever it is you guys want to do with that. But it kind of shows you, like, you can do this nice little squash effect. It's really not that hard. Okay, so we have health on these things. We have our coin collects. We got our cave. Got our trigger. We got wall climbing. Let's create real quick a canvas. And this can be a level display. And let's give it a scale with screen size. Give it a UI text. And this is level something something. And we will give that some sort of color like that, maybe. Best fit. Scale that up. Let's scale him down this way. And then go like this. Go here. And let's give him an FSM. And he's going to get an event called new level. To which he can get event info, which will be a integer. I don't know why I put that slash in there, whatever. So build string. We have two parts. Yeah, just two. So we have we'll say level, and you could use anything here if you have like a special name for a level. And the level separator of space, and store result as set level. And on this particular guy, he is going to UI set text, text set text to set level. And now we are going to prefab that and get rid of it. So what it is we're going to make a game manager, because he's going to have to deal with our saving and loading and various other things like that. But when we open a level, we're going to tell the game manager to take that prefab, find what level we're on, and display that on the bottom of the screen for a short period of time. And then destroy it more or less, and then the player goes. But I guess we'll do that in the next video of this series, since I think we're getting pretty close to done here. I said, other than setting up a little bit of a save, and it's not going to be nothing major on that, just something small. You can load a level, maybe quit the game, and then we'll do a boss battle, big epic boss battle. I was looking at our sprites. I think we'll use the frog, but we're going to make him big, so he's going to be a big frog. It's not going to be nothing small, and we'll give him a whole bunch of health and make him do some crazy stuff. Alright, sound good? Talk to you guys later.